Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Punisher's Paintball with me, Guy Doug here, and Daddy Joel. We're going to talk about some loaders today. We haven't talked about the Bunkerkings control in a long time. At least
have not.
I haven't. I kind of forgot that they were a thing.
It's still around, guys.
Yeah,
it's right here.
It's still here.
Got a bunch of them.
Yeah, but we're going to do a little bit of a comparison here between that and the Spire V that I have been so fervently talking about for the last year. But yeah, if you guys like this, make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, talk to us about it, and when you're done, if you've decided which one of these you want to get, or if you want to get both, use the links in the description.
I'm so free.
So, okay. I have not used a control as my primary loader, but in reality, the main differences is really just going to be like the shell, right? Like the functioning, the feed logic, the drive cone.
Yeah, so there's
pretty similar.
Yeah, so there's a few differences, guys. First off, I think we should talk about price first.
Oh, 100%.
Before let's talk about anything else. So right now, both of these are on sale. This is November of 2023. Thank you very much. So these are on sale right now for $144, and all the colors besides black for these are on sale for $190. Normal retail, $180, $250. There's gonna be people that watch this like next year, and they'll be like, "I didn't buy the one."
Right.
Or Black Friday.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys,
Black
so
Friday,
$70 difference between the two. I have the Bunkerkings control. A few highlighting factors to this is obviously it's a lot shorter.
Yes.
Right?
It is
It's
a
gonna be
smaller
little
loader.
smaller profile.
We can weigh
It's
these
only going to
as well.
hold 200 balls, but you can pop this off and put on different top shells. Bunkerkings does sell those, and we do have those available. So that obviously you can increase your ball capacity by 20 ball increments all the way up to, I believe it's 280. So you got a 200 option, a 220, 240, 260, 280, I want to say. So obviously this is going to increase as that goes up, but your baseline is going to be a wider profile with a shorter profile.
Yes.
Or like
It is definitely
wider,
a
but
smaller, more streamlined type
correct.
of loader.
Correct. The power button is going to be at the bottom as compared to this, where it's going to be
It's
kind
gonna
of
be
like
on
at
the
the back. This has an angle indicator, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they advertise that as like a practice feature, like, oh, so you can like learn your lanes on a layout kind of
Yep.
thing, learn the elevation that you need.
Yep. So it
'Cause you
has to
can
do
set
with the tilt.
Yep.
So basically, when you pull up off the brake, the idea is that if you're tilting right at the right thing, the angle indicator will flash green, and you're basically supposed to be shooting right where you're supposed to be as far as like laning.
Yep.
So that's kind of a cool feature, whether or not anybody actually uses it.
I'm not sure if anybody does, but I do think it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Disassembly is going to be very similar.
Oh yeah,
to
very
everything
simple
else.
as well.
Yes, magnetic, which is different than Spire 5.
Whereas this is held in
Clicks
by
into place.
clicky click.
Yep.
So you can see there are similarities in the tray, but like
Yeah.
this one, I will say, comes with ramps, comes with and speed feed as well. Comes with everything you need out of the box.
Yep.
You do have to buy a lot of aftermarket
Yeah.
parts for that to come.
I was gonna get into that. So, really, the main thing is that this is only going to offer your G-force sensor or your accelerometer as far as sensing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only going to have the one feed mechanism, whereas the Spire 5 is going to have both. And
Dual
then-
feeding.
Correct.
It'll have eyes
Dual
and the
sensing.
accelerometer.
Yeah, dual sensing.
So sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I just because guaranteed someone's going to watch this and be like.
I just call it a built-in fucking failsafe is what I call it.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So yeah, so this is just vibration, guys. This is going to have two, which Doug will touch on.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it does not come with a speed feed, and it does not come with your spring ramps. Those are going to cost you probably an extra about $50 or so. I think
that
most
puts you at nearly the same cost.
correct. I think what most guys like about the control loader is the profile of it.
Can we weigh these?
Sure. Yeah. So neither of these have batteries. The control loader comes in at 12.3 ounces, and the Spire 5. Wow.
13.6.
13.6. So it is. The control is going to be lighter.
It is.
Obviously, the Spire 5 has a little bit more capacity. Though.
It holds a little more capacity, got a little more to it. I do though firmly believe just with how light the materials are on this that even if you did put the 220 shell on that so that it would match the 220 of this Spire, I still think it'd be a little
Probably be lighter.
I think it, and it's streamlined. It's more sleek. I think it is a lower profile. Like I understand the benefits of it, but cost wise, once you get like if you do upgrade the shell or if you don't, $50 for a speed feed. I don't even know how much the ramps are to get all of them. You're going to end up being in the same ballpark as far as cost.
Yeah, you're going to be in the range. It's still going to be a little bit cheaper with the control loader. But you know, I think the big thing is with the Spire 5 is that you are going to get that dual sensor. And for me, that's kind of the game changer.
That's because
you're comparing apples to apples.
If for some reason, if your accelerometer goes down for any reason at all, you still have brake beam eyes, or vice versa. I like that there's a built-in failsafe.
Yeah.
Or what's the idiot proofing it is what I like to think of it. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. My thing too with the control is turning it on and off is weird with the button being underneath. Like, you have to hold it for a bit. You're not going to be able to get that because we don't have a battery, but it's not just an instant click on and off. You do have to like sit there with it for a second. So I've seen people come off the field like, frustrated after a point or whatever, and that's the last thing they want to do is turn their loader off as it's whizzing because it's empty. Yep. Just little things that I think about. But in reality, guys, Virtue and Bunker King, partner company, it's really the same company. You're getting the same quality from either one.
Correct.
It's just a matter of preference. It's the same argument as with barrels, right? To me, tube is tube. It's a metal tube that shoots the same. As long as you bore your paint correctly, then it shouldn't matter. Yep. But for some reason it does. We like the way that this one points, or like the way that this one sounds. It'll balance differently too.
So Doug, from a feel perspective, you're a snake player, or the two on the snake side.
Yeah. Do
you like the way that the control feels on when you put it on a gun, or no?
There is definitely benefit. For me, I'm very used to the balance of your typical Spire shell. Okay. But it lowers your objectively. It will lower your profile. It is beneficial to have that as a snake player. So I completely see the benefit for that, 100%.
If you're a front player, it's definitely something to consider.
Chad George used one almost as soon as they started coming out.
Yeah, and I will say this. I haven't seen as many issues with the control loader breaking down. I saw quite a few Spire 4s that you needed to replace the sensor.
Yep.
Whereas with the control loader, I haven't seen as many have that sensing issue. Which is kind of right. Which, now that I think about it, most of the time I've seen it on Spire 4. So
the only issue that I've ever actually witnessed with the control was with the OG control, because this is technically a V2. There was a different locking mechanism with the lid that was a little and it just came apart like nothing. So that wasn't awesome, but they addressed that very quickly, I think, and they handled it well. There is nothing wrong with the Bunker King's control. It is a quality loader, good low profile option, really sleek, holds enough paint because you can. I like too that you actually have the options, right? Like with the Spires, you get 220 or 260. That's it, or 280. Sorry. Yeah. You don't get to do any more than that. So
now the Spire 5s, you can't get a 280 option.
Oh, is there no shell option for that?
Well, so you can buy the Spire. You can buy the Spire 4 280,
and the tray will fit in there.
It will fit. But yeah, so. Ultimately, for me, what it comes down to, Doug, is from a profile perspective, I like the Spire 5 more because, for me, obviously, being in the snake is not a problem.
Roll the clip.
Yeah.
Roll the clip.
Oh, shit!
Obviously. So I'm probably going to pick the Spire 5. If money's not an issue, then Spire 5, you are spending a little bit more money, but you get the options right off the bat. Whereas the control loader, you're going to get a better profile and you're going to get a better price off the bat. So, I think that the control is probably, for those front players, is a really good option.
It is, and it's also a really good personalizing option. There are so many weird colors and patterns.
There was.
Not anymore?
They only have black. As of right now, they only have black.
Man, that for me was always a major selling point for the control. They had, my buddy Jeremy has a cheetah print one with a green speed feed.
They did for a while, yeah.
It was
for a while, and who knows? Maybe they will come back with more options and everything else like that. But for right now,
they have a lot of volume and production to keep up with, so we get it. But yeah, man, it's.
But it's a good loader for the price point, I think.
I'm just nitpicky. By no means is it a bad option, at all. I really think the benefit is going to be for those front players, those smaller guys that are just kind of trying to get it as tight as they can. I can see that being a huge benefit, but
yeah, from a weight reduction standpoint too.
Yeah, it's a whole ounce. So, all right, what else you got?
I think I'm going to pick the Spire 5. In general, I'm just going to pick the Spire 5. I think recommendation would be if you've got somebody that's a smaller player or front player or wants a low profile, a lightweight setup, the controller is probably going to be a better option, and you're going to be less money out the bat. You can always upgrade your speed feed or upgrade your dual spring ramp and all that stuff later on. So that's a good point. So yeah, I really do like the control as a secondary option to the Spire 5.
Yep.
So yeah,
my
I think it's a good loader.
My primary choice would also be the Spire 5, but there's nothing wrong with the control, especially if you find a used one somewhere too. Not a bad pickup at all. So. yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate you stopping by. Let us know your opinion. I'm sure we pissed somebody off as we usually do, so definitely go ahead, feel free to start a fight. Love to fight people in the comments and get me fired, all that good stuff. But thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, and if you do want to pick up either one of these, use the link in the description. Thanks.
I'm so free.